every time you build a prototype, you're trying to reduce the risk of your product being able to successfully get made. So that first hacked together electronic prototype is just about, can I even make this work? And get to that one as quickly as you possibly can. When I think back to our second generation of Siftio cubes, we decided we needed to redesign the whole system. We decided it needed to be lower cost and not rely on a computer to run this interaction anymore. And our team put together the most basic of working prototype that was on a board that was this big, like the cube that turned out to be about 1 inch by 1 inch was prototyped on a board that was like 10 inches by 12 inches. But that was in the space of a couple of weeks. And so I would say really try to move fast to get to that point of knowing if the thing's even going to work in the first place. Like, just focus all your energy on that, because that's the highest risk. And then there's the aesthetics of it, and is it going to fit? And those are, I think, tend to be lower risk.
We don't even take applications as an example where we don't see the duct tape prototype. And we care nothing about its physical dimensions or its size. You're trying to validate the basic theory, right? Can I produce an object that does X? Reduction and beautification occurs later in the process. The last thing that we always tell everybody is, no matter how ugly it is or sort of how patched together it is, how fast can you get it into the hands of your eventual customer? Even if it doesn't, it's amazing how much early adopters or even businesses, and a lot of our companies are businesses, or sell to business customers, how fast their downstream customers will go, God, I'll take that. I know it's ugly, it's not quite right, but it offers such a change in what we can get that we'll gladly take your rough version and give you feedback. Because everybody respects that piece of data. We talk about customer validation and early customer discovery. That is the truest essence of that, where even if it's a prototype, if you can get real people, your customers, someone who's representative of your customers, trying it out, playing with it, interacting with it, and giving you feedback, that type of data is invaluable to everyone else in the ecosystem.
I think Dave had a good phrase, risk reduction, right? And really that's a big part of the reason you do a prototype. And there are all sorts of risks, right? Can you do this at all? Proof point, yeah, I built one and it works. It's ugly, it's too big, it's too expensive, but it works. Does anybody want it, right? What is the most risky subsystem you're trying to figure out? I figured it all out, but I don't know if I can fit it in the package. Okay, size may be the most important thing, or heat, or power, who knows? But what are the big risks to the product, to the business, to actually making this happen? Prototypes exist to help you solve those problems.